Coming up, the House of Representatives moved today to avert a major railroad strike. In the Senate, the Respect for Marriage Act has passed with bipartisan support, a move towards codifying marriage equality for same-sex couples. And in Spain, officials are investigating a small explosion at the Ukrainian embassy, plus a look at your Plattsburgh weather, entertainment, and sports tonight on PS News.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jamie Goodrow.
And I'm Joe Mason. Our top story tonight has to deal with the railroad strike going on, or the non-railroad strike now. The House passed a tentative rail agreement today that puts the brakes on a potential strike. The bill passed by a tally of 290 to 137, with 79 Republicans voting alongside the Democratic Party. 8 Democrats, including Representatives Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York and Rashida Tlaib of Michigan, voted against the proposal. A provision to the rail agreement that calls for adding more paid sick days for workers, one of the key demands keeping the rail companies and unions from reaching an agreement, also passed the House Wednesday by a slimmer 221 to 207 vote. In that case, only 3 Republicans voted with their Democratic counterparts. This bill is now heading over to the Senate, which will have to work fast before a tentative strike date of December 9th.
The Senate passed a landmark bill to protect same-sex marriage Tuesday. 12 Republicans crossed the aisle to join members of all of the Democratic caucus to pass the Respect for Marriage Act. The legislation designed to protect same-sex marriage if the Supreme Court overturns Obergefell versus Hodges in the 2015 decision that legalized it nationwide. It also protects interracial marriage. While the measure doesn't prohibit states from banning those marriages, it would require them to recognize such marriages granted by other states. The bill now heads to the Democratic majority House of Representatives and is considered to very likely move forward to President Biden's desk.
Moving to Spain now, Spain's government says there was an explosion at Ukraine's embassy in Madrid today. An employee handling a letter was slightly injured and is being treated at a hospital. In response, Ukraine has ramped up security at all of its embassies. Ukraine's foreign ministry says whoever is behind the explosion will not intimidate Ukrainian diplomats or stop their daily work to strengthen Ukraine and counter Russian aggression. Spain, which is a NATO country, has sent military equipment to Ukraine to help its armed forces fight Russia's invasion. Spanish police are investigating the bomb and possible connections to a similar package received by an arms company which manufactures weapons that Spain has donated to Ukraine.
2 people have died and more are injured as severe storms ripped through the south overnight. The National Weather Service said at least 30 reports of tornadoes were made since Tuesday afternoon, mostly in central southern Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana. According to Montgomery County, Alabama EMA director, there have been multiple reports of downed power lines and trees on homes. In Mississippi, a bridge washout and overturned semi-trucks among the damages. Central Alabama Electric Cooperative is reporting 1,600 people lost power. Crews are now responding to outages and are working on restoring power. The National Weather Service in Birmingham is sending 2 teams to investigate possible tornado damage in Montgomery, Elmore, and Greene counties.
U.S. House Democrats have made history with the leader chosen to succeed Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi. Earlier today, the party selected current caucus chair Hakeem Jeffries to serve as House Minority Leader next year. The New York Democrat will be the first black person to ever lead a major party in the House or in the Senate. Jeffries ran unopposed for this position. He will oversee a Democratic minority in 2023 for the first time in 2 terms. This is not the first time Jeffries has stood out among the leaders in Congress. In 2019, he became the youngest member serving in leadership when he became the chairman of the Democratic caucus. Coming up after the break, a lot is in store. The House Ways and Means Committee finally has former President Trump's tax returns after a long legal battle. And part of the royal family arrived in Boston today for their first visit to the U.S. in years. Stay with us.
Downer is a great option for students just because, one, you get your late night option. It's open, all day during the day. It appeals to so many different students. It appeals to the vegetarians, the vegans, any student that's avoiding gluten. With the Sundowner being right in the ACC, it's a great place for students to come meet their friends between classes, whether they want to get a quick snack, a drink, and just hang out with each other and have a good time. Good atmosphere, good music, good people.
Welcome back. The House Ways and Means Committee received 6 years of Donald Trump's federal tax returns today. The Treasury Department confirms that it has compiled with a court-approved order to release the returns after the Supreme Court refused to block it last week. Congressman Richard Neal, chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, says Democrats will meet as a caucus to discuss next steps. House members will have to decide how to proceed with the tax returns for both with the former president as well as his cooperative entities. Trump has waged a legal battle for years to keep the returns private. It's not expected that any of the information will be immediately released to the general public.
As we mentioned before the break, the Prince and Princess of Wales touched down at Boston's Logan Airport for a 3-day royal visit on Wednesday. Prince William and Kate Middleton are in Massachusetts to present the Earthshot Prize, a global environmental award, on Friday. After being greeted by Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker at Logan, their motorcade made its way to City Hall. The public was invited to greet them at City Hall Plaza as the royal couple meets Boston Mayor Michelle Wu. Their Boston itinerary also includes a tour of the JFK Presidential Library, accompanied by his only surviving child, Caroline Kennedy. The royal couple is expected to meet with President Joe Biden on Friday while he's in Boston for a Democratic fundraiser. This is the first visit William and Kate have made to the U.S. since 2014.
As the semester wraps up and the year approaches, many Plattsburgh residents are looking for a new housing. PS News' Jeff Koff looks at one challenge facing renters.
To rent, many people worry about square footage, how many bathrooms there are, and location. In Plattsburgh, renters are also worried about housing damage. The Plattsburgh community is experiencing a high level of property damage-related crimes. This issue can be worsened or combated by individual landlords.
There are different ways that landlords approach their rental businesses. Some of them are hands-off and they just want the money to come in and they don't want any headaches. We want to make sure that our buildings are as nice as they can be for the rent that we can charge for them.
Although many landlords see the job as easy income, one Plattsburgh landlord takes his work incredibly serious.
We try our best to take pride in what we're doing and use honesty.
In Plattsburgh, many renters are also students. Already worrying about classes, student renters rely on their landlords to do their job.
There's nothing in the law that says how a landlord needs to behave. You just try to get a good match. Find a landlord you think you can trust.
Yes, of course my needs is met by my landlord. He makes sure things is all right. When I had a problem with my door because I came and my door couldn't shut properly, he immediately was like, I'm gonna get someone to fix your door.
Plattsburgh tenants can rest easy knowing if something does happen to their home, their landlord will be in their corner. In Plattsburgh, Jeff Koff, PS News.
When we come back, we'll take a look at your Plattsburgh weather and entertainment news. Stay with us.
The gym for me is part of who I am.
The gym is time to myself.
The gym to me is a place where I can come and clear my mind.
Find out what the gym means to you. The SUNY Plattsburgh Gym at Memorial Hall has the perfect facilities for your fitness needs. From lifting rooms to basketball courts, if you're looking to have a good time or trying to get a workout in, visit Memorial Gym.
Club International has been of great help to me as an international student because it has allowed me to be introduced to new people from different cultures. Representation matters, and we know how to show it right. Because at every festival, we make sure not only to include representation of one, but that of many different countries. And that is why I am proud to be a part of Club International.
Club International!
Welcome back. I'm Zeb Ducharme, and here's one last look at your Plattsburgh weather. Starting off over in Lake Champlain, we got St. Albans City down to Ausable Forks, Williston and Plattsburgh all within the mid-40s. Moving on over west, drops down to the low 40s. It's getting pretty chilly against what we've seen in the past month. However, there's more to tell in our 5-day forecast. Starting off over in Thursday, look at that, we have a chance of snow, mid-30s, high of 36. Moving on to Friday, the clouds stay with the snow gradually ending. Saturday, we get even more clouds, turning to showers with a high of 49. Moving on to Sunday, clouds still persist as they always do. Moving down about 15 degrees into the mid-36s, with the ending on next Monday, 39 degrees. Now that's all for your Plattsburgh weather. I'm Zeb Ducharme, and just like to say thank you to PSTV for letting me come on here as the weatherman, and God bless you all, and good luck in the rest of the semester. Now back to Joe and Jamie at the desk.
Thanks, Zeb. More than 150 sea turtles stranded along Cape Cod in Massachusetts are undergoing treatment at the Boston Aquarium. Most of the turtles are suffering from hypothermia, dehydration, and pneumonia. It's not unusual for most sea turtles to wash ashore on New England beaches around this time of year. But aquarium officials say the number of turtles needing help has steadily grown over the past few decades. This latest beach batch began appearing on the shore on November 18th. The sea turtles are dealing with a condition called cold stunning. The exposure to the cold temperatures makes the turtles weak and unable to swim. The aquarium will now nurse them back to health. It could take up to a year before they are ready to go back into the ocean.
If you're not a fan of the cooking condiment maker Heinz, as you covered, they've unveiled their Big Soup Christmas dinner just in time for the holidays. Heinz is known for dishing out ketchup and mustard in the United States, but in Britain, the company is also famous for its soup. The Christmas version contains all of the ingredients you would want for a holiday meal. Some turkey, pigs in a blanket, Brussels sprouts, stuffing, potatoes, cranberry sauce, and gravy. Heinz is only offering this delicacy in Britain, and it produced it in limited supply. Word on the street is it may already be sold out. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the wide world of entertainment with your PS Entertainment Update. Here's John Carduello.
Thank you, Joe. Fleetwood Mac's Christine McAvey has died at age 79. Her family says she passed away peacefully in the company of family at a hospital earlier today after a brief illness. The singer-songwriter was behind some of Fleetwood Mac's biggest hits. The band issued a statement saying that she was the best musician anyone could have in their band and the best friend anyone could have in their life. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West have reached a divorce settlement. According to their agreement, they will have joint custody of their 4 children. West will pay Kardashian $200,000 per month in child support. Kardashian cited irreconcilable differences when she filed for divorce from West in February of last year. She was declared legally single this past March after being granted a request to change her marital status. They married in 2014 in a lavish wedding in Italy. The longest-running show in Broadway history will continue to run for longer than expected. The Phantom of the Opera was slated to close in February, but on Tuesday, the show's producer announced that Andrew Lloyd Webber musical will stay open for 8 weeks longer. The extension comes after a reported unexpected boost in sales and a busy Thanksgiving week. According to New York Times, the show about a masked musical mad genius who haunts the Paris Opera House earned over $2 million in sales last week. The Phantom of the Opera will now run until April 16th. The musical celebrates its 35th anniversary in January. Superstar rapper Megan Thee Stallion is making history as the first black woman to grace the cover of Forbes magazine's 30 Under 30. The 27-year-old Houston native earned an estimated $13 million in 2022. She's partnered with music's biggest stars such as Beyoncé, Nicki Minaj, BTS, and Dua Lipa. In 2020, she collaborated with Cardi B to get nearly 2 billion streams on Spotify and YouTube. Before she was Megan Thee Stallion, she was Megan Pete. In 2016, she was studying nursing while creating hip-hop videos on YouTube. She then signed with a Houston-based label in 2018, and the rest is history. Billion-dollar brands are now lining up to work with Megan, including Nike, Revlon, and Popeyes. Her provocative style has drawn criticism, but that isn't stopping her. Now she has a world tour ahead of her, a Netflix deal, and a documentary in the works by Time Incorporated. This is the second time Megan Thee Stallion has made the Forbes 30 Under 30 list. That's all from entertainment. I'm John Carduello. When we come back, we'll have Josh Seals with your PS Sports Update.
The purpose of our club is to inform all of our members about what it takes to get into grad school and how to be successful in doing so. What I like most about our club is just how excited everyone is to learn new things and figure out things that maybe we wouldn't be taught during class or on the outsides of school. And in one word that I would use to describe our club would definitely be collaborative, because everyone always has something new to say, to advise someone else, and it's just a fun and exciting environment.
Welcome back with your PS Sports Update. I'm Josh Seals. Brazilian football star Pele's daughter says his hospitalization is not an emergency. Brazilian football legend Pele has been hospitalized to receive treatment for an ongoing medical condition. His daughter, Kelly Nascimento, said on Instagram. She captioned the post after reports emerged that Pele's health is deteriorating, saying, "Hello friends, the media is freaking out again and I want to calm down the rumors here. My dad is hospitalized, he's receiving treatment. I'm not rushing to flight to get there." She went on to say, "My siblings are in Brazil and I'm going there for New Year's. This is not a surprise nor an emergency. We thank all the kindness and love you sent to us." Pele has been hospitalized at Albert Einstein Hospital in central Sao Paulo, according to CNN affiliate CNN Brazil. A spokesperson for the hospital declined to comment when contacted by CNN. In December 2021, Pele was hospitalized and underwent chemotherapy treatment. In September of that year, he underwent surgery to remove a tumor from his right colon, which doctors found during routine examinations. The excitement of the new baby Mahomes has folks talking and offering parenting advice to family on baby number 2. Reporter Alan Shope has more.
Big sister will be helpful.
Yep, it's a done deal. A little smaller, number 15, and Chiefs fans are pretty excited about it.
I wish he and his beautiful wife a great
parenting. Many fans out shopping at Rally House on Tuesday, and the new Mahomes baby was all the talk.
I just love him. Oh, yeah, everybody's ready for this. They've been following. He's such a good man.
And many of these parents have advice for the Mahomes family on baby number 2.
Child number 1 might be a little jealous, so make sure to give her some TLC.
Get plenty of rest while you can.
Just spend as much time as you can with your kids.
Many of the parents we talked to on Tuesday say the second child will definitely demand more attention from Patrick and Brittany, but they offer this piece of advice if he starts to cry.
When he's crying, he's cheering for you, and that way takes the stress out just a little bit.
And these parents add, don't be afraid to overdo it.
I took a lot less pictures of the second child than I did the first.
The Mahomes family take pictures.
Take a lot of pictures.
Was with some pointed comments Tuesday on whether the PGA Tour and LIV Golf can coexist. Wood spoke out in the Bahamas just days before the Hero World Challenge tournament gets underway. The 15-time major champion did not hold back in criticizing LIV Golf and its CEO Greg Norman.
Right now, as it is, not right now, not with their leadership, not with Greg there and his animosity towards the tour itself. I don't see that happening. As Rory said, and I said it as well, I think Greg's got to leave.
To compete in the Hero World Challenge this week, he hosts the annual tournament, but he had to pull out because he is battling plantar fasciitis. With your PS Sports update, I'm Josh Sills. Now back to the desk with Joe and Jamie.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for joining us.
This will be our last broadcast for the fall semester. Thank you so much for joining us and supporting students working to become future broadcasters and journalists.
We'd like to take this opportunity to thank Professor John Chambers, whose leadership and support make PSTV possible, as well as our station manager, Bruce Carlin, whose hard work and dedication keep us on the air.
We also want to thank Haley Olson, PSTV's executive producer for this semester. Haley is graduating this semester, and we know she'll be going on to great things.
To stay up to date with PS News and all of Plattsburgh State TV, be sure to follow Plattsburgh State TV on all social media platforms. I'm Joe Mason.
And I'm Jamie Goodrow. And as always, thank you for joining us, and have a good night, Plattsburgh.